One thing that's really disturbing about this development is that this is city-owned land. So oftentimes when you hear about developments, your local government, who's supposed to represent you as the people who elected people into office, says that they can't do anything about a development. It's privately owned property, it's being sold to a developer, and their hands are tied. But in this case, the City of Oakland owns this land. And in fact, the land was created through taxpayer investments. This parcel only exists because of Measure DD, a bond that was passed several years ago and was millions of dollars of improvements that rerouted roads to create this parcel.
It's always been the one little part of the lake that was, a little more diverse, a little more mixed, a little more low income. And, Lake Merritt belongs to everyone. And this has been the part of the lake that was available for folks with less money. I think that the powers that be, and particularly folks who live in other areas who kind of want to live by the lake, have sort of realized that this would be a place that they could come in and kind of push other folks out. And, those of us who've been in the neighborhood a long time, and many of my neighbors have been there even longer than I have, we've lived in Oakland for a long time, and now that Oakland is undergoing this renaissance, we shouldn't get pushed out.
So what this proposed development would do is price us out of the neighborhood, and this ripple effect that it will have in the community is basically a recipe for gentrification.
Oakland does not have enough affordable housing. Renters are being pushed out of their apartments because of rising rents, and building a 24-story luxury apartment complex where the median rent will be $3,000 per month is not going to help the affordability crisis and will make it worse.
Rents don't really trickle down. Rents kind of trickle up. What happens is one landlord says, oh, well, that building is charging $3,000 a month, so we can raise our prices too. And then families and seniors who've been there for a long time end up getting displaced because, a $100 or $200 rent increase is a really big deal to someone on a fixed income.
This is a picture of what's happening systematically across the neighborhood and across Oakland. Is a lot of Black folks and people of color and low-income folks are actually getting displaced from our area. And so we want our city leaders to do something about that, to stabilize affordable homes and affordable housing for the people who are already here in Oakland and who have been here for a long time as contributing members to this beautiful city. We want to continue to enjoy the city and call it home instead of being kicked out of it.
I would say that in no other neighborhood in Oakland would a 24-story development get negotiated and there would be no public input. That wouldn't happen in Rockridge, that wouldn't happen in the Hills, it wouldn't happen in Temescal, it wouldn't happen in Glenview. People would be outraged.
We're organizing as neighbors of the Eastlake to make sure that we get public benefits out of this land, and in particular affordable housing for the people who have created a beautiful Eastlake for Oakland.
If they can stay in the community where they've been, it creates more stability. When children have a stable place to live, they do better in school if they're not going to have to move every year or 2 years because the rents keep going up. When families have that stability, they can participate in the community more. They can become part of the social fabric that unites and strengthens the neighborhood.
This is Diane Ruiz for People Power Media.